Hey everyone, it is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, March 6th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly trade ideas video where we bring you some of the names on our watch list, stocks that are holding up well, showing some relative strength, and ideally not yet extended in their move. As always, these videos are powered by our partners over at Investors Business Daily, curating ideas from their stock list. You can get access with links in the description to this video. So we only have 4 names this week, 2 from IBD's list, 2 from my watch list, and all of them, I think all of them, are looking like they're in a sort of pullback formation here. They've run up, they've started to pull back a little bit, and we're kind of in wait and see mode. Again, these videos do not take in context the market environment. You have to do your own homework, due diligence, triggers, all of that good stuff. These are simply names in isolation that are holding up well from a technical perspective. So the first one here is PANW. Earnings are out of the way. They had this launch higher on earnings to new all-time highs. You can see it's been in a nice uptrend, broke out from a multi-year 2015 base back in 2018 above $198, call it $200. And most recently this year, it has gone on another move to new all-time highs. But notice now it is starting to pull back. It's 4 days down in the row. Well, I guess it's actually trying to stabilize a bit today. And that's what makes it interesting. We have this prior pivot in here around 238. Those were the September highs from 2018. We cleared above it on earnings, and now we're kind of checking back, filled the gap, and retesting this level, if you will. So this to me is an area of interest. If we can start closing back above 240 or so, that has my interest here. A little bit of a reset after these 4 days pulling back. It's still covered a lot of ground, but arguably, still in a nice strong uptrend, good relative strength versus the market and most of its peers. So PANW, that's IBD's name, that comes as number 1. Number 2 here, technically on both our lists, is Match. So Match Group here also getting real close to its highs. In fact, it did briefly make intraday highs just a couple of weeks ago. It did report earnings as well, so earnings are out of the way here, and you can see it is kind of pulling back over the past about 2 weeks now. If we just take a look here, from about $60 to $54, doing it in pretty orderly fashion. It's been pulling back on light volume, very gradual here. I like this type of pullback. This to me is a constructive pullback sideways. It's not just a panic drop. Volume is light, chopping down. So for me, very similar to Palo Alto, this one here on kind of breakout watch from this consolidation. Number 3 here coming from our watch list is TRHC. This one is a different look if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this one here, it's kind of a more interesting name. First thing is just notice the volume that's come in here recently. So over the past 2 weeks, we've just seen a really big pickup in volume compared to, frankly, the past many months in this name. And it has enjoyed a long sort of drawn out multi-month pullback off of the highs made around $90 back in August of 2018. So basically what I'm looking at here, this is definitely a bigger pattern kind of at work, but you have this general slope that has been in place pulling back since August, and now you kind of have this sideways horizontal support that is trying to stabilize the stock right around this $57 area. Notice we've kind of stopped making new lows. I mean, we had a brief new low in early February, but more or less, buyers are trying to hold in here right around this $54 area. And you can see it's just getting nice and tight here. MACD, some positive divergence, volumes picking up. I like the long-term trend here. So for me, this is a name I'd be paying attention to for a potential resolve higher. It's going to need markets cooperation. It's bucking the trend quite nicely today, up 4%. TRHC, it's one that's closely on our watch list. Names like this is certainly ones we like to trade. So TRHC, longer term play, but it's one I think worth watching. Last but not least is IAC, looking very similar to like a Match that we looked at just a few stocks ago. You can see here, broke out to new highs recently. It's pulled back, pretty orderly pullback, mostly sideways, kind of kind of little some upticks here on higher volume, but still generally speaking from a price structure basis, it's holding in pretty well. Kind of what you want to see as the stock digests gains, and you can see it's essentially just kind of channeling out, flagging, whatever you'd like to call it. And I'd be paying attention to about that 220 trigger. You have the prior highs coming in right around 222 as well from September of 2018. So 4 names, all kind of digesting right now. Just keep them on that watch list if they're interesting to you. That's great. That's names that we like to look at and trade here every day. So hopefully this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and otherwise leave a comment. Otherwise, we'll see you next Wednesday, every Wednesday, for videos just like this. You can subscribe on YouTube or follow us on the Trade Risk blog. Thanks so much. Have a good day, and talk to you in the next video update.